No problem. Yeah.
Start.
Good evening, Cavaliers. A very warm welcome to this orientation session. My name is Cavalier Prisha, and I'm pleased and proud to be a Sergeant at Arms today. As Sergeant at Arms, I will share with you a few online policies we request everyone to follow for the sake of a smooth meeting experience. First, please put on silent mode all your phones and other noise-making devices. Please take 5 seconds to do so. Second, keep your audio on mute throughout the meeting and unmute your microphone only at the end of the orientation after our counselor advises you to do so. Please keep your video cameras on. Speakers certainly feel nice to see people's faces. Please avoid unnecessary movements or sipping on drinks or eating when your video is on. Please turn off the video only when you have to step away or read. If you have any questions for the speaker, please key in and send your questions on Zoom chat to me, President Prisha Chugh. Please note that this meeting is being recorded and stay back to network after the meeting. I'm glad to share the mission of Toastmasters. We provide a supportive and positive learning experience in which members are empowered to develop communication and leadership skills, resulting in greater self-confidence and personal growth. Today, I'm the presiding officer and I call the 54th meeting of Eloquent Elite's Gavel Club to order. Shall we pass the agenda first before we move on with the proceedings? Are there any corrections to the agenda?
The Sergeant-at-Arms could not report, so the presiding officer played the role of the Sergeant-at-Arms. Other than that, there are no corrections. So I request Agni to propose it and somebody else, to Tashi, to follow it up with the second again, the proposal. Yes, Agni.
I, Agnindrani, Ghosh of Eloquent Elite Star Club, propose the motion of the agenda to be passed.
I, Cavalier Tashi Singh from Eloquent Elite's Gavel Club, second the motion, pass the meeting agenda to be ordered.
Thank you. The agenda is now adopted. Today's theme is Orientation to XCOM Roles, Meeting Roles, Competent Communicator Manual, and Speeches. This is a very special theme because it's not about understanding how the club works and how each of us can grow not only as speakers but as leaders. It's now a privilege to welcome our counselor, Toastmaster Girija Deshpande. She is the president of Eloquent Elite's Toastmasters Club and the counselor of Eloquent Elite's Gavel Club. A versatile personality, she's a coach, a trainer, a blogger, translator, and also an active Rotarian. We all know her as the backbone of our club, someone who guides us, inspires us, and supports us at every step. Please join me in warmly welcoming Toastmaster Girija Deshpande.
Thank you very much for that very warm welcome, and also for taking up, stepping up to the requirement of the minute when the Sergeant-at-Arms did not join. So this is real leadership. One is volunteering. Second is doing the role with precision, being ready for all situations, and taking it up with panache and without any stress. That happens when you are prepared, mentally prepared to take up responsibilities. I truly appreciate that. Just before the meeting, I had a talk and I was telling Agni if she can play the role of timer. So at the end of 30 minutes, she can show me the green signal. And she said yes. So just note, at the end of 30 minutes, she'll play green. Then I will take note of it. And at 40 minutes, she will show me red. So within 1 or 2 seconds, I will close it. Then we can have question and answers. And after the question and answer session, then we close the meeting with Prisha's note. Okay. Note your questions and send them to Prisha only. Don't put it on the general chat, because my tendency is I will immediately look into the general chat and see what is happening. Okay. And at the end, if I have not answered that question, then we can, because sometimes you have a question in mind, in the course of the talk, I answer it, then it's not necessary for you to go further, right? So that is why I just ask you to put the question in the chat to Prisha. So Prisha, can you just put up your hand so that everybody knows this is the person? So you can just go to the window and chat and then send her the question, not put on the general chat. But if you happen to do by mistake, no need to say, sorry, I did it, etc., because that will again further distract. So she will take it down from the general note and do it. Thank you, Prisha, for doing that. Yes. So now I start the meeting. I request everybody, if possible, please put on the video, because what will happen is I feel I'll see your faces. I would love to see faces, and I would love to understand whether you are paying attention, whether you're understanding, grasping what I'm saying. If there are any specific doubts, then I'll come to know, okay, this person probably has some misgiving about this point that I've explained. Okay. So with these preamble, I'm just starting the presentation. So allow me to share the presentation. You all can see it, right? Yeah. So today we have the orientation where we'll be discussing your XCOM roles, meeting roles, importance of the CC manual, and its importance for the speakers and the speech evaluators. These are the things that we are discussing today. Okay. And I'm not going into what exactly you will be doing at the meeting, because all of you know. All of you have been doing it, and those who don't know also will get a complete introduction to that once they begin to do the role, because you are going to get practice sessions. So it'll be easy, not a problem, right? So this is our XCOM. Usually we have got only 7 XCOM members, but this time we have 14. Why do we have 14? Can anybody say that?
Because we
Because we have
associate and
weekly.
Pardon me?
because we have both the original, the official members and the associate members of the XCOM
Yes.
helping them.
Right. And the associate members are taking equal responsibility like the others, the entire associate team. So this associate team goes on to become the next president and the thing and the entire team. Unless somebody says, no, I cannot do it for this year, there will be no option. So you all can go to the main team, and then there will be a new associate team that will be selected. Got it, right? So now, why did we have to do this? Because we, from a fortnightly meeting, we began to do every week meeting. Then it becomes very hectic for the president and the entire team to do this work day in and day out, so that you get a 15-day break after doing this. So to the next team, at least another week, you are free. And then the next week you start your work. So after 15 days, you have the meeting. So that is the reason why we had this, and it is going very well. I want to congratulate both the presidents for taking up their roles very seriously and managing their teams very well, and all the team members for cooperating very well. However, I would also like to say, the presidents are also stepping up. For example, Sarah is not able to be there for 2 or 3 meetings in a row, and Prisha has taken it up. She said, okay, fine. She has examinations, so I'm doing it. So to understand the needs of the partner and not exactly going by the written rule, but going by the spirit of it, that is what is leadership. So very often in organizations, you see the chairman is not the person who is expected to do something, perhaps, maybe prepare a presentation for some clients. But if the team member, the salesperson, the sales head who is supposed to present it is not well, then he is already prepared for it. And when the team comes from abroad, he is not telling them, oh, my salesperson is not there, so today the presentation cannot happen. He does it himself. So he is well prepared. He already discusses everything with the sales team, and he knows the nitty-gritties, what is working, what is not working, and he's able to present that. And that is what is the beauty of leadership. And a leader does not see if this is a small job or that is a big job. So if guests are coming in and that day there is no cleaner, then probably he'll take the duster and clean the table. If there is no canteen service, then he will probably arrange with somebody else for the food to be arranged to be delivered on time for the guests, right? So he doesn't think, why am I stooping so low? I shouldn't be doing it. No, there is no stooping there, right? Because you understand that every person's role is important. Now we move to the next thing. As a president, you have got two of these people who are playing the roles. You can see here, right? If you minimize, then you'll be able to say the whole presentation. So if you see here, there is one line on the presentation, right? On your right. If you do that, then you will be able to see the entire presentation on the screen. So this will help you do that. So what do the presidents do? The presidents must understand that they are the chief executive officer of the club, CEO of an organization. If they understand their responsibility, that they're so important, then they take up the entire responsibility. They will oil the wheels and see that it goes on smoothly. That's what you both do. I ensure that the educational needs of the members are met. Though there is vice president education, you will follow up with the vice president education, or many members participating. Are they moving from one level to another? Is there any hiccup? If has any member said that they are not able to prepare any speech, the counselor is not available, is there any such problem? You need to follow up. I work this, probably you may not be doing because you trust that, okay, the counselor is available and I am, but there is no harm if you check it also. I work with the one-on-one. If you can't do, you can just even put it in the group. If any one of you have any difficulty, as a president, I request you to just approach both any one of us, Sarah and Prisha, and give your number also, so that people can save it. Then people will write to you. Sometimes they may feel hesitant to ask me or tell me something, in which case, because you're of the same age, they may feel comfortable confiding with you. Sorry. So you may do that. Then I motivate and coach club members to maintain a positive club spirit. This is very important. Seeing that the members participate in huge numbers. So when I put the meeting notification, sometimes you can put a small quote, participation is everything, or participation boosts you. One or two small quotes or a small story to make people feel that I must participate. The president is noting, right? I'm proud to bring my vision and leadership to ensure the success of my club, which you are doing. Innovate and execute varied experiences to ensure member engagement. So you have suggested debate and we are doing that. I'm sorry, I'm not completely all right after that illness. So it's still continuing sometimes. I'm very sorry for the disturbance. I work with the officers and members to define and achieve club goals. So you see that the Sergeant-at-Arms, the VPPR, the VP membership, everybody is aligned to the goals. What are they doing, right? Are they doing what can they do better? Probably you can discuss one-on-one with them. Do they see what they can do and what they can do better? Then leverage my leadership skills to ensure high morale of the club. The high morale means high motivation. People feel like they are contributors, they are participants. So that's why you do it. Then the next is the Sergeant-at-Arms. Today we didn't have Dhruvi, but the Sergeant-at-Arms is the person who opens meeting. And I must tell you that the most important role, because that gives the punch, that gives the motivation, the push for all the people who begin the meeting, who join the meeting, to stay till the end, because that enthusiasm, that smile, it makes all the difference. So the Sergeant-at-Arms is the chief customer experience officer of the club. And I have prepared this specifically for online clubs, because if it is a physical club, you will have the Sergeant-at-Arms going early at the meeting. And then they will see that all the chairs are set. If there are 30 members who have signed up, then they expect at least 1/4 of them to join extra. So another 10 chairs. See that there are tables organized for the tea or coffee in the break. See that the boards are all set up well. The background is set up well. There is a timer with the timer cards. Then stand at the entrance, and when the guests and the others come in, wish them, greet them, say, have some conversation with them, casual conversation with them, and then see that they are all comfortably seated. And then when the meeting begins, the Sergeant-at-Arms opens the meeting with the entire meeting schedule, also the facilities where they're available, where is the bathroom, because they are meeting in a physical facility. But here it's an online meeting, so we have got an entire different set of rules. You don't have to tell them where is the washroom, where is the coffee canteen, or who is the time. You don't have to say all that because they can see it on screen. But there are certain etiquettes that they have to keep, because if they don't keep, people who are attending the meeting, if they don't keep it, then the meeting is a mess, because everybody's microphone is on. In somebody's house, mom will be screaming. In somebody's house, father will be saying something. In somebody's house, there will be painting or some of the plumbing work going on. You just imagine the chaos that will be there. So you ensure that there is peace, silence. People can all focus in what is going on at the meeting. That is why the Sergeant-at-Arms role is very important. So you bring energy and enthusiasm. I welcome guests and members and ensure that meeting participants rename themselves as per protocol. I present online etiquette guidelines clearly to ensure that everyone has a fantastic virtual meeting experience. Now, the Sergeant-at-Arms, even though you take the position, I don't make you do it for every 54 meetings of the entire year, every week. You are not doing it. We have other people doing it. But the Sergeant-at-Arms will be reading out, but the actual Sergeant-at-Arms, if he is present at the meeting, he will add a lot of value. He or she will add a lot of value by seeing that, okay, everybody has renamed, because the Sergeant-at-Arms who has got to read out the script sometimes is busy focusing on that. So if there are two people, it'll help. The renaming helps a lot, because then the Zoom master will be able to focus on the person who is speaking, looking at the role. So a counter, immediately spotlight. So you will be able to spotlight, the Zoom master will be able to spotlight on screen, provided everybody is renamed properly. And when you rename, you also realize that, okay, generally valuator is not there. Speaker 2 is not there. So you immediately inform the president, and the president will follow up and see that they all joined the meeting on time. That is the importance of the Sergeant-at-Arms. So please try to be present even if you are not reading the script. We want to give practice to everybody to read the script, because that is the way they feel confident before even they present the speech. That is why I give it in turn. Everybody can be Sergeant-at-Arms. So you are a public relations officer, so you can write to any guest, ask what is their cell number. I'm the Sergeant-at-Arms. I would like to network with you. Or you can decide whether you are going to do it or the PR will do it. If the PR person is also present, Vice President PR, that will be great. Actually, the XCOM of the particular week should be present along with the role players, so that you can do all these, whatever is outlined there. Ensure that every meeting starts on time. Coordinate with the VP member to ensure that there is follow-up with the guests. So if you notice, okay, there are 5 guests, then VP membership, you tell, are you going to be present? Will you be taking their numbers? Then you can ask them, what was your experience at the meeting? Would you like to be a member? You can ask that. Generally, people in our club are joining, they just attend the meeting and they write to me. So this responsibility is not there on your shoulders. But if somebody comes offline, you can do it, because that is how you practice how to do it, right? So it is not a necessity for the club, but it is a necessity for you to step up to that position, because tomorrow in an organization, when somebody else joins, you will be able to note how to convert that person to a member. Say some customer, if you are selling a product and the customer comes for a meeting where you are introducing a product. Now, you will follow up with the customer. Did you like the product? If you have any queries about the product, I can solve it. If you think that the product has comparatively some value which is offered by another similar product less, then I can explain to you how it will step up, how it can be modified, how you can use it. So you will explain all that and convert that visitor to your customer, right? A prospective customer comes for a meeting. Many people who introduce a product or service invite so many people. All the 50 people who attend a meeting do not become customers. How do they become customers? So there are people who are at the front end. So you are the front end. Now, the secretary. Now, this year, secretaries, Agni has suggested that we'll prepare the minutes of the meeting. And she does it in a very innovative way, because when you write the minutes of the meeting, which AB anyway get in Zoom, there is no point because nobody is going to sit and read. I have seen that even when you share video, people are not watching. So people will not read. But then this is so quick. Just one look and you get the whole thing, which is very memorable. And very beautiful work she does, and she has been doing it consistently. And between her and Prayan, they have decided, okay, first 6 months, he will prepare all the certificates, and he has been doing that regularly, and she will prepare the MOM. And the next 6 months, they will reverse the roles so that they become good at both, which is wonderful. This coordination, I love it. So they are the record keepers of the club. I record the minutes of the meetings. I maintain the participation records of all members. I ensure that members update their progress on international website, which doesn't happen for Gaveliers, which happens only for Toastmasters. I leverage my listening skills and reporting skills, because you're listening. Okay, what is the table topic? Who is speaking? Develop and use my proficiency in software to maintain records, which you're doing wonderfully. Make members aware of their progress and nudge them on lags. If possible, yes, somebody has presented a second speech and for months they have not offered the next, you can ask them why. Somebody has joined as a member and icebreaker is not coming. You can follow up and ask, why are you not presenting the icebreaker? I'm doing all of this, but these are the possibilities I'm seeing. Congratulate and motivate members after each meeting by sharing their certificates, which also is being done. Now, BP membership. We have got Vedarian and Vikshita. Now, I am the human resource officer of the clubs. Each of you have got a significant position and an importance, a contribution to the club. So you realize you're the human resource officer. I promote the benefits of membership of my club and support. What does a human resource officer do? He makes the morale of the company good. All the employees feel, wow, good. I'm being an employee of the company. I'm valued. And they spread that message to other people who are working in other organizations, so that your organizations becomes the place that people want to work in and they want to join. So this is what you also create. You ensure new joiners are registered as Toastmasters International. This provision we have been asking, but it has not yet been granted. We thought it will be given this year, so I included it. I ensure member engagement and member retention. I'm proud to leverage my communication and sales skills to see the club blow. Sales skill is what? Talking about how good your club is. What is the unique thing that you get by joining the club? So if anybody has doubts, then you can clarify that. But generally, people are communicating with me. And as your students, I don't want too many conversations from adults going to you, because sometimes something objectionable may happen and parents will begin to stress out. So that is why I'm not doing it. Work with the ExCom officers to define and achieve club membership goals. So when people tell you VP membership role is this, you have got to leverage, you have to write to other people who are not doing it. Understand, children below 18, I would not welcome that, because if I have my child below 18, my grandchildren are below 18, I won't let them do it. With their friends, it's okay, but not with adults. Work with the ExCom officers to define and achieve club membership goals. So you can, when club has got a membership challenge, then it becomes very important. We don't have that challenge. That's a problem, no problem. Work on campaign development and networking skills to bear results in club membership. So sometimes we start campaigns to improve membership. At that time, this becomes essential. So then VP Public Relations. Again, both of these members are not present today, but still for the benefit of those who would take it up next year also, let me explain. I'm the publicist and spokesperson for the club. I invite guests to a meeting and communicate information and confirmed visitors to President and VP membership. Sorry for the spelling mistake. I create the flyers and social media posts and visitor invites. I create innovative ways to raise awareness about our club. So these are the ways in which we do it. So flyers, yes, you have been doing beautifully. Social media posts, you have planned to do it. I'm aware about it. And I leverage your marketing skills to create. If you do it, then you should share it with the club. If you're posting something on Insta, then share the link that this is what you're doing. Take and maintain photographs during meetings. It is actually the BPPR who should be taking the photographs, but not all the meetings BPPR is present. So the presidents are doing it. But if BPPR can be encouraged to attend every meeting, then they grow, really grow. And this is what they can do. So they can publish the photographs in the media. They will have in the internal communication, and they can create newsletter. We can do a lot of things, BPPR and us, but I'm just seen that they are all easing into their roles. So once you are ready, then we can do that also. We can grow comfort and confidence in building rapport with unknown people, and I can hone my journalism skills. These are the things that you need to tell yourself, because this is what will happen. Then we have got VP education. VP education is the most important role, because the VP education is the person who is posting the registrations, following up with the members. In Toastmasters Club, the VP education is the person who is also going through the speeches and also editing the speeches, helping them prepare, etc. But here you have a separate counselor, which is not available in Toastmasters Club. So I'm the learning facilitator. I prepare and execute club meetings and schedules and agenda. I put out role registration messages. I ensure that members take action on their stated education and leadership goals. If a member says, I want to complete 5 speeches, VP Education inquires, how many speeches do you want to complete this year? Two speeches, 3 speeches. If you're in 4th or 5th standard, you've got enough time. If you're in 8th or 9th standard, you don't have much time. So you would like to finish early. And sometimes if you're in 10th standard, you don't get time at all. Then you will say, not this year, I will do it next year. But I'll just keep my membership, so that because it adds certain value to my CV. So for that reason, I'm keeping it. We understand. So please be transparent with your VP education. The VP education can ask these questions to the members. Leverage and hone my organization leadership skills. These are the advantages to the VP education. Whatever is there on the red side, on the maroon side, is what skills you learn. Ensure that all members get equal opportunity to advance their leadership and communication goals. So ask, if people don't participate, somebody's taking up roles all the time, but then there are people who never take up roles. So then ask. Probably you can wait. If somebody doesn't, then you can do it. So that is also a possibility. Be the right hand of the club president. Whenever the club president is absent, the VP education and VP membership is supposed to conduct the meeting like a president does. Open the meeting and adjourn the meeting and do everything and get the agenda as passed. The entire script that the president does, the VP education or the VP membership can do. Nobody else can do it. Right? But since we have got 2 presidents going on, surely we all have been taking the roles. But the VP education and VP membership should be ready for it. That's why I'm telling that. So the past president and the counselor, what is their role? Mentoring, advising. I'm there, but if for some reason I fall ill, I'm not able to take up the role, then Anshita will do it this year. And the next year, Sarah and Prisha will do it. But Sarah will do it. Prisha will become the president. Next year, Sarah will do it. And the next year, Prisha will be the person who will be counseling the students if I am not able to do it. So you know what all I have been doing. The same thing you will all do, right? So now we move on to the meeting roles and responsibilities. Before that, I would just like to ask a question. Prisha, have you received any questions?
Not yet, miss. None.
Okay. So that means for the XCOM roles, everything has been clarified. Do you have any questions? Do anybody want to ask any question?
Ma'am, I just wanted to ask, will this PDF be shared? Because I would love to take some roles in the future, so for reference, like what is the role?
Okay, yeah, but we don't share the PPT, but what exactly are the roles or the importance of the roles? The entire roles is being shared.
Yeah, that's for
All the
sure.
roles are being shared. Whatever I showed on the slides, that will be shared in the club before the elections. And then people will be asked, these are the roles that you will have to do. And then you apply for the position. That's what people do.
Okay,
Then there is an
sure.
election. That is a process. I really appreciate it.
When is this held? When is this held, these elections?
At every July, the membership changes, the team leaders change. Every July.
Okay, all right.
So for the next year, again, there will be 7 leaders will be taken, because already the associate will team will become the main team. Unless somebody from the main team drops out, the incoming main team drops out, though there'll be 1 president, 1 associate president, 1 associate VPPR, 1 associate VP education, 1 associate secretary, 1 associate sergeant at arms. Like this, all the 7 roles will be there, for which people can do. And you'll be doing the same thing like the main role does. That's how you develop. Somebody's microphone is on, so please turn it off. Yeah.
Ma'am,
Yes.
is it like a voting system that people vote for, suppose the president, and then suppose a few people get selected, and then they're supposed people register for it, then they get voted, and
Yeah.
that way it
What happens
becomes.
is the process goes on like this. First is I say that these positions are open, and whatever I shared in that blue and red until now, everything will be shared in the club. So I will put there 26. Now this was 25, 26 question mark. Next year it will be 26, 27 question mark. So now you will, from July to June 30th, the term is okay. So now you see your roles, responsibilities, and you also know what you are good at, what role you want to take up. So you can put your candidature. I will give a format. In that format, you will have to give your details in the club. So members read it, and then they are all in their mind, they have decided, okay, whom they want to vote for. Then we have a Zoom meeting, and then all the people who have uh, nominated themselves, like for example, if I have nominated myself for president, then I will come and speak. I am so and so, and I wish to be the president of the club. These are the future plans. This is what our club is doing at present, and I want to scale it up by doing these things. So if there are two or three people, all two or three people speak, and then people choose whom they consider the best, and that person becomes the president. Then the VPE also comes and speaks. So if there are two or three, all the three of them speak. If there is only one, there is no voting, but still the person comes and speaks because we want to know what the person wants to do for the club. So like this, for every role, there will be an election. At the Zoom meeting, there will be a poll and people will vote. Okay.
Thank you.
So any other question?
Miss, someone on the group asked how are the roles assigned, but I think you just cleared that unless they're going for meeting roles, which will be explained soon.
Yeah, exactly. So how are the roles assigned? That's what it's, they are not assigned. These leadership roles, we have an election and members are elected, right? If there is only one candidate, then that person gets chosen automatically. If there are two or three candidates, then there is a vote. And we have Zoom meeting and all the members participate and vote and the people get selected. That is how we selected members for this time also. Okay. Can we proceed?
Miss, I have a doubt.
Yeah.
These roles are they assigned like annually, like how the XCOM roles are assigned?
That's what I said. They are for 1 year. So July 1st to June 30th of next year. Again, July 1st, the next year starts. So it is for 1 year. Okay. Yeah. So what happens is all these people, they get conversant with their roles as leaders, and repeatedly doing it, they become experts in it. They become members at crisis management. See, today, the Sergeant at Arms was not there, but Prisha just stepped up to the role. She just smoothly glided in. You didn't feel any difference. She did it so smoothly. So that happens with practice and the willingness to take up that responsibility. Sometimes people take up a responsibility, but they don't do justice to it, right? And you just make up with it. That's it. But that's not what it is. When you get an opportunity, do the best so that you realize the best potential that you have. By taking up all the responsibilities, that is how you mature to become that person, right? You learn the skills that are supposed to be learned only by doing that. Now we'll move on to the meeting roles. The meeting roles, all of you know, there are different roles. So we'll start with, I think this is becoming a little, I'll do like this because I'm not able to read the title. So it starts with the Sergeant at Arms at the meeting. So we have already well ahead of the meeting. So this part was already there. You saw it. So well ahead of the meeting, the Sergeant, what do you do in order to see that the Sergeant-at-Arms role, the role player, what do you do? Well ahead of the meeting, Sergeant-at-Arms checks who is the presiding officer. So sometimes you assume that this is Sarah's week or this is Prisha's week, so she will be the presiding officer. Not necessarily. So you have to check the agenda. You have to check the role registration. Then you will know who is the presiding officer's name put up. And accordingly, you will choose that introduction. Right? So this is important. Then prepare the introduction of the presiding officer well in advance. You are given it already in the beginning, and though you have to introduce the presiding officer. Practice a little, once or twice, then you're confident about it. Just before the meeting is about to begin, Sergeant-at-Arms posts renaming protocols on Zoom chat. So that is also given to the Sergeant-at-Arms. On the Zoom chat, you can just post it. Right? Then Sergeant-at-Arms ensures that the recording is started and the meeting starts on time. So Sergeant-at-Arms say, can we start the recording? Put the message or call, or even just because it is before the meeting, it's all casual, it's not recorded. So you ensure that the meeting recording starts. The Zoom master says that, please make me the co-host of the meeting, and then the meeting starts. And you ensure that the recording starts and immediately you say, okay, good evening, and then start the meeting. Sergeant-at-Arms needs to be cheerful, energetic, and enthusiastic when he presents the script, when he or she presents. So speak with a smile, speak with energy. It is only at 7 at night. It's not 10 at night. So you need not be sleepy. To speak with a lot of energy. That's very important, right? So now the next is the presiding officer. The presiding officer is usually played by the president. So I'm not discussing here the script that the presiding officer does. Like you saw that she had a script, you have a motivating message. You speak something about what is going to happen in the meeting. You introduce it in Gavel Master of the Day. But I'm not going into those details. What I'm saying is presiding officer role is played by the president. In case the president is giving a speech, it need not be even when the president is absent or not well. But even if the president is taking up a speech, or sometimes the president says, okay, I would like to be the Gavel Master of the Day, or I can take up the table topic master role. Then the VP education or VP membership can offer that I can be the presiding officer and take up the role, because that is how you mature. You become confident about doing the role of the president. So do that. The president will also be able to focus on the role that he's doing at that particular meeting, right? So that is why it's important to do that. The president prepares the agenda of the meeting at least by Friday 6 p.m. and shares with the counselor, so that if there are any mistakes, that can be corrected. If there are last minute changes, then the counselor will correct it and post it. So share the Word file so that the editing can be done. If there are timing errors, some small mistakes, the counselor can go through the agenda, correct it, and then put the PDF in the group. Then in this case, if there is a change in the role, for example, the presiding officer has changed. The presiding officer or the president of the club has said, okay, I will be the general evaluator. So when the president takes up the role of general evaluator, then the VP education says, okay, no problem, I can play the presiding officer this week. So ask the presiding officer, the president of the week, and once it is then, put it in the role registration of the group. And the Sergeant-at-Arms has to see the role registration and see who is the presiding officer's name, get that introduction. So VP education, VP memberships introductions are not with the Sergeant-at-Arms, right? So you have got to take it from the VP education or VP membership or from me, and then put that in your script and present that. That is important. The Sergeant-at-Arms remember this. The president prepares the agenda. Then in case there is a change, the Sergeant-at-Arms has to be informed by the president. The presiding officer checks the agenda, coordinates with CA to check Sergeant-at-Arms to check if all role players are present before the meeting. Now, anything goes wrong, it is a responsibility of the president. So even though it is the Sergeant-at-Arms' responsibility to check who is going to be the presiding officer, who is the president of the week, presiding officer of the week, you've got to find out. Is it Prisha? Is it the VP Education, or is it VP Membership, or is it Sarah? Is it from whose team? Get that introduction from me and use that in your introduction. The president has to check. Have you done that? This time the VP Education is going to be the presiding officer. So check with the Sergeant at Arms so that the Sergeant at Arms is not caught by surprise. Though it is Sergeant at Arms' responsibility also to do it. I understand it's already 30 minutes, but we had questions in between. So probably I will take up to 50 minutes so that we can do the questions. Okay. So at 50 minutes, you show me red. Now, the next is presiding officer also needs to see, yes. Presiding officer calls a meeting to order, opens a meeting. Now you don't have a gavel, so you can use a pen or something and then say like this. You can just click like this and then start, or just show something like this. Okay. You don't have a gavel because ours is an online club. Presiding officer checks if there are no apologies, which you did, and call for the motion to pass the agenda. The people who take up the motion, the first person will say that you're followed by your name. Say I, Agnindrani Ghosh, Cavalier from Eloquent Elite Toastmasters Club, propose the motion to pass the agenda. So you should say propose the motion to pass the agenda. Then the other person, I, Tashi Singh, Cavalier Eloquent Elites Gavel Club, second the motion to pass the agenda. Then the presiding officer will say the motion is adopted. Okay. So when both the people say that it is passed, then the motion is adopted. Now, presiding officer adjourns the meeting after thanking all the role players and guests. And sometimes presiding officers, okay, the roll is put up. You don't notice at the last minute there has been a change. Sometimes I invite somebody from outside, a member is absent, but at the end, the presiding officer thanks the person whose name was originally put on the roll registration. You got it? So the presiding officer has to note that, oh, it is somebody invitee. You cannot forget to thank the person. So you put some other name. So again, we draw sad figures. So don't go through the agenda before the meeting. Who are the people exactly doing the role? And have you included them in your thank you note? Right? Recently, there was this case, right? There was somebody else who was supposed to be the timer, and the person could not do. So the Toastmaster, his father, did it. But then the presiding officer did not notice that. So such mistakes happen. So avoid that by being very vigilant. Gavel Master of the Day. Actually, it is a very important role because you are keeping the entire flow of the meeting. You are the anchor. You take the meeting ahead in the right direction, and you see that the timelines are followed. The table topic session starts on time, ends on time. So if there is too much time taken, after the fourth topic, you will inform the table topic master, the time is up. We will message. And so that is why you are called the Gavel Master. Gavel is supposed to enforce discipline. So you are called the Gavel Master because you have the discipline of holding the entire meeting, making the meeting run on time. And Gavel Master of the Day decides the theme well in advance. So the moment you put up your name as Gavel Master of the Day, look at what are the themes relevant for the week, or what are the themes that are trending for discussion. Among students, maybe something. Do you want to put that? Then discuss with the counselor and put that theme well in advance. So at least by Tuesday night, it should be put up. Sunday night, the roll registration is out. Monday morning, usually the Gavel Master of the Day is taken up. By Tuesday night, the theme should be announced. The day you take up, the next day night, you should announce the theme. That's very important. PPPR then can prepare the flyer, the Zoom background. Grammarian can prepare the word and idiom of the day and put it on roll registration by Thursday night on 9 p.m. So this is possible only if the Gavel Master of the Day does his job on time. You have to introduce your role during the meeting is you will be introducing the theme. You will be explaining how the theme is relevant and significance for the Gaveliers. You see that throughout the meeting, the theme is there being discussed at the background. Somehow people are reminded of the theme often. That is your importance. Then Gavel Master of the Day has to check the role registration to ensure you have the correct introduction of all the role players. Sometimes at the last minute, somebody says, suddenly I didn't remember that I had a test. I'm sorry, I'm dropping out. Or we have to go out, some emergency has come up. Somebody else is registering, but the Gavel Master of the Day is not prepared. So let us not do that. Welcome, Renosh. Thank you so much for joining. Yeah, so he's the president of Eloquent Elites Toastmasters Club. You are aware about him. Distinguished Toastmaster Renosh has been there with our club. He has given earlier several sessions for evaluation, table topics, and all that with our club. So welcome. The Gavel Master of the Day has to check the role registration often to ensure that the correct role players are all recorded and their information is there with you. Their introduction is with you. You should never forget to introduce any role player. You can follow the template. I have given you a template, which is very easy to follow, right? So you have got role player introduction. There is a blank. Where you have got to introduce the theme, that is also given. So a different color coding there. You have to follow the template and fill it up. But if you want to do something creative, you are welcome to do it. Only two things you must remember. The theme of the day should run throughout the meeting. Number two, the timeline should be met. Number three, all the role players must be introduced. You cannot sacrifice on that because it's important to make the role players, introduce the role players so that everybody knows who are they. And also see that when you are innovating, you don't give too much importance to the theme, the beginning of the meeting and at the end you are rushing. See that it is very well balanced. So if you plan it well in mind, yes, sometimes you can have activities, you can have fun. We did have games at one session. So we can have fun, people go and get things, but see that you follow the timeline. So unless you do that, you will not be able to do something innovative. Sometimes you can ask people to respond for the theme. For example, freedom fighters. We had that thing. So who is your favorite freedom fighter? Say one good thing about him. So people will say only one good thing in about 2 sentences. Clearly say, we have to keep the timelines. So I request everybody who responds to limit their answer to 2 to 3 sentences maximum. This is very important, politely but firmly, so that every role player, you are asking them, who's your favorite freedom fighter? Please listen so that you don't repeat the earlier freedom fighter. So everybody comes up with some name, and so you don't have to speak. All the others are speaking. So that's okay, right? Or you are expressing, say the topic is fear of missing out, FOMO. So what is your fear of missing out? What do you fear missing out? You can ask everybody to talk, but they have to limit it in 2-3 sentences. Did you fear missing out, or did you miss out anything and now you are very careful about it? You can ask questions in different ways, or put up one question in the beginning and say that every role player, after you describe your role, please talk 2 sentences about this theme. You can do that, but see that it is limited in the time, given time. General evaluator's role. What is your role? Again, all of you have got the script. What is your role before the meeting? That is what I'm talking about. So confirm the meeting flyer, agenda, and link reaches you on time. And you go through it. One day before, do you have those things? Sometimes, nowadays, you are graduating. You are becoming, now this is the 3rd year. Other Gavel clubs also sometimes look out for evaluators, general evaluators, speech evaluators. You should start taking up roles in other clubs also, with unknown counselors, unknown members. So there, how do you perform? You will begin to know. So there, how do you come to know? You have to see that you have to ask whoever is the person who has invited you to be the general evaluator. Can I get the agenda early? I want to get the link, agenda, and the flyer. Can I get it early? I would like to go through that. So that you go through the agenda, you are aware how the club functions. There may be some clubs which will do it a little differently. So in some clubs, the presiding officer introduces the theme. So though the Toastmasters clearly says that the Toastmaster of the day will introduce the theme, the presiding officer will introduce the Toastmaster of the day. But still, some clubs do it differently. Okay, so there when you go, you follow the format. Later on, you may discuss it with the presiding officer, but you will follow the format during the meeting so that there is no disturbance to what they have planned. Sometimes they want the general evaluator to introduce the speech evaluators, the grammarian, the accounter, timer. In that case, you have to get the introduction of all those people from the other club and then do the role. So these are ways in which you step up to become a leader. So check with the Gavel master of the day if the evaluation team, grammarian, accounter, and timer is available as per agenda, and are they all prepared? If all these role players, they are all prepared. Ensure that the speech evaluators know their responsibilities, that they know that they have to read the objectives of the speaker in the beginning. So general evaluator has to download the following, which I have shared with you. Script to be read in the beginning, details to be included in the final report. This was also shared with you, so please do that. The general evaluator also continues, 1 minute, I am not able to see. Yes. So general evaluator evaluates everything that takes before and during, that takes place before and during the club meeting, not just during the club meeting. Do you half an hour before, have the people come? Did the sergeant at arms welcome the guests? Were the guests welcome to or encouraged to talk during the table topics meeting? So during the meeting, before the meeting, and after the meeting. So did you receive the agenda on time? Was it well prepared? Was any information lacking in the agenda? Were the role players filled in well before the meeting, or was the agenda empty in certain respects? Explain the purpose and benefits of the role as general evaluator right in the beginning. As a general evaluator, how that role benefits the club, the function of the club, so that the audience understands. They may not know. Then general evaluator conducts the evaluation portion of the meeting, the third section. During the meeting, take notes and report on all club proceedings to evaluate things such as timeliness, enthusiasm of the members, preparation, organization, performance of the duties. Have all these things been done well? You have got a format and all these things are with you. You simply have to go through them and we can have a discussion. We can have a practice session, which have always been going. This is for new members. So others, just take care of this. Okay. Auxiliary roles. So no role you need to be afraid of taking up. You can take up every role. What is important is for you to remember that there is a script for this. I have to download that. There are report formats. I have to download that. If you don't understand, I have to check with the grammar, with the counselor, and during the practice session, at least have one practice during the practice session, minimum one practice. Okay. The grammarian checks the role registration post, and as per the theme presented by the Gavel master of the day, selects the word of the day and the idiom of the day. It is best to choose an adjective or a verb because people find it easy to use. If you give nouns, sometimes they find very less people will be using it. If you give adjectives or verbs, more people will use it. Grammarian shares the word and idiom in the role registration post itself, so that people, when they are prepared speech, they can introduce it. Others can also think of ways in which they can use it when they talk. Okay. The grammarian tracks the grammar and vocabulary usage during the meeting. You can put the word of the day on the virtual background also, and post on the Zoom general chat box, encouraging everyone to use the word of the day and idiom of the day. So thrice you can post it right in the beginning after you introduce the word of the day and idiom of the day and make your presentation after that. Because if somebody joins after that, then they will want to know. Then just before the table topic session as a reminder, so that the table topic speakers can use it. Then again, before the evaluation session, so that the speech evaluators, grammarian, the accounter, timer, remember it and they use it. And the general evaluator. So thrice the grammarian can put it up on the chat. During the meeting, when the Gavel master of the day invites you to explain your role, introduce your role, read the given script slowly and clearly. Only change the word and idiom of the day, right? So remember to do that. In the meeting, the grammarian presents the word and idiom of the day, explain the meanings and context in which they are used with examples, sample sentences. You hone your own listening skills and evaluation skills, and you provide feedback on the language use in a comprehensive report at the end of the meeting. So I have given a Word format and also PPT format, so you can use that. You celebrate language excellence and guide members towards refinement, fostering a supportive learning environment. So be encouraging. Don't name the people who made mistakes, but always name the people who used exemplary sentences, exemplary words, beautiful idioms, contextually relevant sentences, relevant codes. You name them. So appreciate people, and wherever people have made mistakes, these were the mistakes that were made. And for each mistake, what is the correct form of correct usage? You mentioned that. No need to say who did it, because the person who did it immediately knows it. In the report, you list the exemplary usages and also congratulate the users by name. Grammarian plays a vital role in promoting effective communication within the Toastmasters Club. In fact, even the grammarian can put it in the club after the meeting and say that for 1 week, people can write sentences using that word. One sentence. If we can post one sentence, that will be wonderful. Then people can do it. Our counter. The script to be read when the Gavel master invites our counter to present the role. The reporting format. So both you have to download. Before the meeting, you note down the names of all the role players on the reporting format so that you can fill it up. Who used so, and basically, etc. Below that, you can just put 1 tick mark, 2 tick mark, 3 tick marks. So if a person used so 4 times, you got 4 tick marks. This role enhances members' own observation. When you take up this role, your own observation improves, focus improves, and you play a vital role in helping people speak effectively. Because fillers really take away from the effectiveness of your speech. By becoming conscious about it, you yourself reduce the fillers and you help others also to reduce it. Now the timer. The timer has to download the 4 virtual backgrounds. The script to be read when the GMD, the Gavel Master of the Day, Table Topic Master, and the Evaluator invite you to present the script. Reporting format for all the 3 sessions. So that also I have given, you've got to download that. Timer checks. Again, I will post after the meeting all the things in our club. So I want you to download everything. I'll put them all separately because last time I put it as a zip file and many of you wrote to me, I don't have zip files, so can you send it separately? So I'm going to post all of them separately, one by one, and immediately download and save them in a folder called Gavel Club and see that you are able to access it all the time. You check the role registration post and you modify the script. What you have to modify? The name of the speaker, the timing, because all icebreaker speeches are between 4 to 6 minutes. So at 4 minutes green, 5 minutes yellow, 6 minutes red, 30 seconds extra, you have to do all that. Other speeches are between 7 to 10 minutes. So you've got to do accordingly, right? So go through that and accordingly, you've got to do it. This role enhances members' own observation and presence of mind. You practice how to use the background and demonstrate. You practice it along with the counselor during the demonstration and also when you have to time. And timing is the backbone of the meeting. And the timer is the only role player invited by all the 3 main role players. The Gavel Master of the Day, the Table Topic Master, and the General Evaluator. You are omnipresent, just like the Gavel Master of the Day. You are very important. Then the Table Topic Master's role. So again, I have sent you the table topic script. Again, I'll be sending it. You have to download that. You check the role registration post as per the theme presented by the GMOD. Select the theme and the topics. Choose the topic title in maximum 5 to 6 words. See that the title is not very long. Then people find difficult to remember. Invite the timer to present the timing guidelines in the beginning of the. So first explain what is the table topic session. So even though when the table topic session begins, you introduce the table topic session, what it is, and make it a special point to mention that guests are welcome to participate. You will encourage guests and all the other members who have not taken part or role players to take part in it first. If there is no guest who is raising hands, and you still can invite. Would you like to participate? Sometimes the guests are hesitant. Would you like to participate? Because they would have put guest underscore. So the moment you say guest so and so, then immediately you can see in the participant list below the guest. So you can call the guest by name, and then if they say no, thank you, or there is no answer, then you can invite somebody who has put up the hands. Announce the speaker's name and the topic chosen by the speaker. And again, the topic chosen and the time and the name twice. Like when the Gavel Master of the Day presents the speakers, he announced the speaker's name, title, speech title, name. Same way here also, speaker's name, topic chosen, speaker. So everybody gets the topic. Then you conduct the session. You invite the timer to present the timer report and ask for polls to be launched, and close the session and hands over the podium to GMOD. Look at the agenda and remember, and on your laptop, you can see what is the time. If your speech is supposed to end at 8:30, have you ended it? So this is how. Now, I will just take 5 more minutes. Competent Communicator Manual, you have got to download it. And the prepared speeches, everybody has to read the chapter of the particular project. What are the objectives to be fulfilled? And then choose the topic, prepare the speech, present it to the counselor by WhatsApp, and then you have the practice session. I have presented useful links also. Remember that. Practice, practice, practice. That is very important. The speech evaluator also has to download the useful links, refer to them. Very important. You have to also download the communication manual, competent communicator manual. Then you will know the speaker, my target speaker is presenting project 6 and it is in body language. So I've got to evaluate in body language. What are the objectives so that you will be able to read it out. Each time we will not be given the script. So you'll have to do that. Verify with the speaker if you want the speech evaluator focus. If you want a practice, you can have a practice with me. I will give a speech and you can evaluate me, and then we can have a discussion on that also. The speakers practice, practice, practice. Internalize the speech. Don't just let it not be something that I just want to finish it. Internalize the speech. Practice so much that the speech becomes a part of you. You don't have to commit to rote memory. Without understanding, if you by heart it, then that is committed to rote memory. But you internalize the speech. Go with the flow. Feel the essence of the speech. Then you practice. Only after practicing, you enter your name. Don't enter the name. Afterward, think which project I have to present and then prepare the speech. Give it to me. Then when you're presenting it, you are not well prepared. We can very clearly see that you're reading from the script on the Zoom, on the laptop. So look at the screen, look at the camera and talk, which is possible only when you are not referring to the script. This will happen only if you internalize it. When you practice well, your body language, your voice modulation will automatically happen. And also you have the counselor to help you. Do not complete the speeches just for ticking the box. I have completed 4 speeches. I have completed 5 speeches. No. Each speech should teach you a lesson that, okay, I have improved in body language. I have improved in tone and tenor. I have improved in the stage usage. I have improved in my verbal language, use of 3. So all these different techniques which are taught to you, master them. As I told you, if you learn, then when you become Toastmasters, you'll just finish it like a breeze. So when you are Gaveliers, practice it with complete sincerity and authenticity. Each speech must be a goal for you. I must achieve this goal, not just present the speech and finish that. I must learn these skills. That must be very clear in your mind. Voice modulation. Do I know to present anger? Do I know to present happiness? Do I know to present surprise? How do I modulate my voice? Can I speak like my father? That sternness can I bring? Can I speak like a child? Can I bring that innocence in my speech? Practice that. So prepare a script that will give you opportunity to present maximum voice modulations and changes. That will help you. Do not complete speeches just to tick box. Again, I'm saying that. Look at every speech as a milestone, taking you closer to your life's ambition, because you want to become a best communicator. I tell you, This is one thing that AI is not going to take away from you. You personally, when you're speaking with somebody, you cannot get an AI to come and speak for you. So you are the master of your destiny now. You have to shape your communication. Everything else AI is going to take away. All calculations, all data management, all writing, everything. But what is there in your tongue? That what is there in your thoughts? That what is there in your heart? That will transpire when you speak one-on-one to a person, whether it is on Zoom during a negotiation or whether it is in person when you talk. And those skills you will develop by preparing these speeches with authenticity. So I request again and again, don't just put it up. So you prepare speeches based on competent communicator manual. Giving a prepared speech provides excellent opportunity to practice communication and leadership skills, including planning, organization, time management. How many words? What is my speed? When am I increasing? When am I going slow? All these awareness. Go through the manual, understand the project objectives. Based on that, you choose the topic. Don't just choose a topic, prepare a speech and say, okay, this will meet the project objective. No. Write the entire speech well in advance, edit, send it to me, get the project name and put the project name and project title in the group so that the counselor will edit the speech and give it to you. And at the same time, the Gavel master, the PR person, everybody will be able to prepare with go ahead with their thing. Sorry, Agni, for exceeding time. We're really sorry. Thank you so much. It helped. Now, any question answers regarding meeting roles and the manual?
Yes, we have 3.
Yeah.
So the first question is, what if the evaluation team is not available? What should we do? I was not sure on this question, so if the person, Tashi Singh, I think, could elaborate what she meant with this.
Yeah. So what do you mean, Tashi? Evaluation in our club, you can see your evaluation team is grammarian, accounter, timer, speech evaluators. They are your evaluation team. So if you become a general evaluator, you know their names. They are available for you. So you can put in the group and ask, are you all ready with your script? Right? You can put their name and ask grammarian so-and-so, timer so-and-so. Are you all ready with your script? Are you ready with your background? Have you practiced with a counselor? Do you have any doubts? You can ask these questions. If it is an outside club where you're going as a general evaluator, when you take up that role, then you ask the person who invites you to the club that, are these people ready? Do I need to speak with them? If anybody requires any orientation, I can give them that. And if you need help there, you can ask me also to join you. I can do that. Okay. Any other question? There are 2 more questions. Yes.
Yeah. From where can I find the communication manual?
Communication manual has been posted several times in our club, in the club group. So many times I posted it, at least 10, 12 times I must have posted. And I've also I will again send it to individuals if you want it. But I will put it in the group. Please download, because it will overload everybody's WhatsApp if I'm sending it individually to everybody. I request you to do that. So I will do it right away today. So look for all the things that you need to download today and download today. Okay. So it is there. Or put a star and save it. And then when you get the time, do it. If you have exam tomorrow, I'm not saying just do it today. At least save it and keep it. And then go back and do it. Any other question?
I find finalizing the speech topic and hook the hardest. How can I master that?
Okay. Very good question. So I have already put up that answer in the group, but again, I will put, Prisha had asked this question earlier. So then I had prepared an answer. I will again put that in the group. First is ask, what is the objective, speech objective? So just now, as I gave you an example, if it is about voice modulation, think of a speech where you can present a dialogue, say between an angry customer or a shopkeeper, or between a father and a child, or between a teacher and a student, or between a traveler and a guide. So it can be so many things, right? Think of something like that where you can present 1 or 2 conversations so that it can bring voice modulation. If it is about body language, talk about somewhere where you can show your facial gestures, where you can show hand movements, where you talk about going ahead, going behind. So maybe about time frames. So we can discuss that you can do that. So look at the speech objectives and accordingly choose a theme. Any theme which you are comfortable with, where you can bring out these objectives. Always relate it with a personal story. Don't just download from the Google something and put it there. And 600 words, 700 words, ho gaya. Find out something from your own life that has happened. Or your father has narrated, your mother has narrated, your teacher has narrated, or you have read a story. Put that right in the beginning. So then it catches the attention of the speaker. And then to hold the attention of the speaker, spice it up with your body language, your voice modulation, your props, as per the importance. Now, if the fourth speech-based body language is good, the fifth speech objective is voice modulation. That doesn't mean you should just give up body language. Body language is only for the fifth speech. No, already you have learned that. So you will incorporate that and along with it, learn one more skill, that is voice modulation. And if the next one is about using the stage, then there you will use both body language, voice modulation, and then using the stage copiously, standing up and walking around. Got it? So that is how you will use all the skills. And when you come to the 10th speech, you have used the power of 3 will be the 9th one. Well, so where you will use the power of 3. So you will say, your speech was full of passion, purpose, and power, right? So you use, that is called as a power of 3. So in an increasing degree of importance or a decreasing degree of importance, you can use that. So when you come to that and then you read it, you will understand. Okay? Yeah. Anything else?
I think that's it. Yeah, that's mainly the questions we had gotten.
Okay.
Anybody else wants to ask right now? They can just raise their hand and go ahead.
You can ask directly. Unmute and talk. I'll stop sharing the presentation. Yes, Adita, go ahead. Yes.
Miss, when I was choosing my topic for my second speech, which was organize your speech, I found it a bit difficult as there wasn't a clear objective which I had to focus on for that particular topic. So I don't know how I'm supposed to choose a topic for that, specifically for the second speech.
The manual gives very clear objective that there should be a beginning, there should be a middle, and then end. And what should be the beginning like? What should be the structure in the middle? So suppose you are introducing a theme, a topic. Then how do you want to introduce a topic? How do you want to open the topic? Do you want it with a series of questions? Do you want it to open it with a news event? Do you want to open it with a story? That is how you will start the opening. Now, you open the topic. Then you have to support it. Say, for example, if you're talking about, say, the importance of the social media. So you have talked about how life, your father talked about how life has changed after the social media and how he wishes that social media was present when he was young. So now you are talking about the importance of the social media. So give some data points, do some research. So how for students it has been helpful, how for professionals like doctors it has been helpful, how for people who are going through different calamities it has been helpful, maybe fire accident, maybe earthquake, maybe floods, how it has been helpful, how it has helped in fundraising, how it has helped in charity, how it has helped in spreading political awareness. And then there are, of course, some negative effects. So you will talk about negative effects. That will be the third structure. There you will point about these are the negative effects. And the fourth one will be, you will say that anything, any tool is only a tool. You are the master of it. So fire is a good servant, but a bad master. So use it and keep it under your control. Don't let it control your time. You limit where, when, how much time you will give for what. That's what you will say. That is how you'll provide a structure. If you have a problem, you first need to plan a structure. Introduction, 1, 2, 3, 4 points. Body, 3 points. Divide it, like I said. Maybe you can make a tree diagram. Usefulness to students, usefulness to professionals, usefulness to housewives, right? Even homemakers get like recipes. They understand about how to manage accounts, how to look at health parameters of the family. So many inputs homemakers also get from the social media, right? So all these things, and then how they can also develop their own skills and improve their confidence because they're not going out. So if you're focusing on one particular, say, social media for homemakers, then you will develop only that. If it is social media for everybody, then you'll develop that. But see that you have got only 6-7 minutes, and if you want to focus more on some specific, how much you can make it pinpointed, how much you can reduce the generalness of the speech and make it more specific, will help you organize the speech. Like I said, education in India, it can be anything, right from primary education to postgraduate education. It can be anything from professional education to skills education, right? But you want to focus on something specific. So you will say primary education or pre-primary education or postgraduate education or research availability in India. So you make it very specific. So you are able to develop it well, and the audience are also satisfied. Otherwise, everybody will have 1,000 questions. So see that you narrow it down, narrow it down, narrow it. How much narrow, specific can I make it? That will help you organize a speech well. Have I answered your question? Yeah.
Yes, ma'am.
Yes. Anything else?
Yes, I had a question. Is it necessary to follow project 1 and then move on to project 2? Or can I go for how your body speaks and then come to project 3, get to your point?
It is advisable to go as per that sequence because that is what the Toastmasters says. Because it has been done with an experience that people, when they move from this to this, then the gradation is smoother, right? It's easier to learn those skills and then move and retain that earlier skill without the organization of speech. Pay, for example, first is an icebreaker. Second is organization of speech. Without knowing about organization of speech, if you talk about body language, if you choose body language because it interests you, then what happens? You will begin with introduction, then you present the conclusion, then you present some data. Again, you go about what exactly you want to say in conclusion. Again, you go back to another data. You're jumping from in all directions. So that is why they have given a sequence. In that sequence, it is advised. Good question. Sometimes the process matters. That's why when we prepare a PowerPoint, we say that when the process matters, you put 1, 2, 3, 4. When the sequence of the process does not matter, then you can put bullet points. So if, for example, if you're doing a scientific experiment, a chemical experiment, you add something first, and then after that only you add the second component. Because if you want that kind of reaction, that is what you do. Or even a recipe. Sometimes you say to soften the vegetable, you put it right in the beginning. You don't want to become very soft, then you don't put the salt right in the beginning. You just saute it, and after you take it out and the heat is gone, then you put the salt. If you want to soften it, then you will add the salt while you are sauteing it, right? So why the sequence is important? In some things, it is important. If you put the ghee in the beginning, then things don't stick to the utensil. If you put the ghee at the end, it adds flavor. What do you want? What is the purpose? Accordingly, you will decide, right? So that is why this sequence has been prepared. That is why they are numbered also, project 1, 2. It's not given just 10 projects. You can do it at any sequence. That is why it is given like that. Yes, Niyati, any question? Adya, Dhruvi, Rayansh, Lesha?
No, miss.
No questions?
No, ma'am.
Renosh, anything you would like to comment, add?
Nothing much I'll add to it, but very good to see the Gaveliers pay attention. I think this is the XCOM team who is present here.
No,
Both the
some of
main
the
or
members are
all.
XCOM and others, everybody's. Yeah.
Okay, I hope we have the entire XCOM of both associate as well as the main
Yeah, some of them
present here as
from
well. It's
both the
very
group are there,
important.
but not.
Okay,
Yeah.
good. Good questions, smart questions. In life, there are a lot of shortcuts that you can take, right? If you want to reach from point A to point B. But end of the day, who are the ones that are successful? The names that you just think of the back of your mind. Think of all those successful people in the world. Yeah. There's a reason why there is a traffic light on the road. Correct? Everything needs to be in order. What if there were no traffic lights? If everybody choose to be driving their own way and their senses, how would it be on the roads? So whatever is being taught, whatever we are doing here, you might be thinking it's more to do activities, right? You already have a lot to do in your school and colleges or university when you go. Why is it happening in Gaveliers, or when you come to Toastmasters, why does it happen? I wish it was happening at our times, when maybe probably 30, 40 years ago, we never had this opportunity which each and every one of you is having today, because you're going into the world that is so competitive. Absolutely. Without saying all this, 14 of you should have your cameras in by now, right? It's very comfortable to be behind a black screen and sitting behind a box without being noticed. But these are things for preparing yourself when you go out in the future, right? These are very small things. But there is a saying that goes that little drops form a mighty ocean. Today, you cannot see that ocean in front of you. You might be looking at that one drop or two drops taking roles, but tomorrow, when you go out in that world and face a huge competition, especially now that there is blockchain, AI, there are a lot of tools coming out there. Children and graduates coming out are in thousands and 10,000s. How can you stand different? This little drop will then become that mighty ocean one day, right? So take it with that passion, with that interest, give it all your best, and of course, you can be creative as well, right? And I'm sure I've seen all the artworks that you have been doing. The agenda, Toastmaster Girija always tells me she has left it to all of you, and you have done it by yourself. So proud of each and every one of you. So while this is happening, be creative, be smart, do it in your style, but of course, seek guidance. You have a very good counselor, believe me. One of the best counselors that I have seen across many districts. Okay. She's got the passion and she's very supportive. She will guide you in the right way. Make the most of it. All right. We never know if one of you tomorrow would be the president of India, or could be the next CEO of a great company. Someone sitting out here, would that passion in you trigger it today? 20 years down the line, maybe we might not be in this world, but one of you would be tomorrow talking to the next Gavelier team and telling your experiences to them. That small drop leads to another mighty ocean. Take that mighty ocean is never come out so suddenly. They're all formed by little drops, right? So take it step by step. I wish you all the best, and to the XCOM team as well. A year ahead, make memories, enjoy, and make memories. That is what I want each and every one of you to do. Over to you, Counselor.
Thank you. Thanks a million. As you rightly said, yes, it would be havoc if there is no traffic line, if there are no traffic signals, if there is nobody to tell us what is right and what is wrong on the roads. Even though all of us think that we have got common sense, it is the most uncommon, because everybody thinks of their own need, urgency, and they don't realize that the public, others also have those things. But that is when it becomes havoc. So, as you said, we never know what lies ahead, and we visualize a very bright future for all of you. And we would like you to see us President of India, or Chief Ministers, Prime Minister, or taking up very important roles in formulating, ambassador to different nations. What can you not dream of? So everything comes with practice. And how you are in one thing is how you are in everything else, they say. So whatever you take up, even if it may be a gardener's role, even if you're a gardener, let me be the best gardener in the world, they say. So if you're doing gardening, do it the best way. Nobody else is looking at you, but do it for your own heart. Did I do the best? So when everything we do it like that, that becomes a habit. That is when excellence becomes a part of our life. In everything we do, we become excellent. So just Alicia, Tashi, Adya, Rayansh, request you all to put on the video so that we can have a picture. Yes. Adya and Rayansh. Rayansh, what happened? Power cut, eh? Now I can see some nature behind him. So nice. Is the car? Okay. Thank you. Thank you for joining. Adya, can you put on your video? She was there right in the beginning. She had put on the video. Okay, she joined another class. Okay, no problem, no problem. So let's have the picture. Thank you for joining, everyone. Who's having the picture? Prisha, are you taking the picture?
Yeah, just everybody put reactions if you want.
Yes.
Thank you.
Thank you so much. Thank you, Renosh, for specially joining. Thank you. So I'll just close the main recording.